Do you often visit the countryside? Yes, I was born and raised in the countryside. So that's why, however, when I was 18 years, I have to go to the city to study university. So I often go to often visit my hometown one time a month. Uh, in there, I have my family, I have my neighbor, and I have my traditional. If so, who do you visit in the countryside? Of course, I will come back to my home, and however, when I visit in the countryside, I often go to my grandfather. He 70 years. However, he still strong and uh, he and I uh, I often go to the field to enjoy fresh um, and a tranquil atmosphere. Would you like to live in the countryside in the future? Yes, I am a big fan of. No, I was born in the countryside, so the this is my home, and I also love to living in the countryside because it have a, a tranquil atmosphere and don't have and without without the hectic pace of city life. Have area of the countryside in your country changed since you were a child? My countryside have many change than in the past. In the former day, we don't have many facility and the small road and we when I want to go to supermarket, I have to go to the city. However, nowadays we have developed a facility with a new school, new hospital, new supermarkets, and new the place to entertainment. Do you think that visit to countryside should be something that school offers their children? Yes, I think this is a wonderful experience for children because it will help children live a sedentary and enjoy in the outdoor activity, and children can know more about the people in the countryside and the nature. What are the advantages of living in the countryside? Living in the countryside provide for you many benefits. For example, you can have a tranquil atmosphere and fresh air uh, without the pollution free and air pollution, and living in the countryside we will have the cost of living tend to quite cheap and lower than in the city, and you can save money from that. And I think mainly you will closer with neighbor than in the city because in the countryside we will have a living like a village and every people very closer have a close relationship. What are the disadvantages of living in the countryside? Um, I think living in the countryside have several disadvantages. In in theory, living in the countryside will don't have many facility like in the urban areas because in the countryside it's quite poor and we don't have and the authorities don't have many money for the bill, many contractor, and secondly, I think is the opportunity of the job because in the countryside don't have many company, and that's why it will uh, quite hard for everyone to land a new job. What kind of people live in the countryside? I think it depends your hobby people because everyone can live in the countryside. Uh, if they like, they can go to the countryside to live. Moreover, I think there are some people really keen on to settle down and they love the life peace and without noise and hectic pace. So that's why they choose countryside to live. How has life changed over time in the countryside? The countryside has gone through a number of major changes during the past. First of all, about the farming method, they use technology in farmer have a more change to use technology to grow plants, and they will have a more that it have a effective for their and they can avoid getting shot in the streets now. Also, secondly, I think this is a fact in the infrastructure. Um, I can see in the country for more infrastructure and good facility like large road and new school, new hospital for still for the resident local. Do you think it is better to live countryside or the industry? Well, I think it's the all depend on the people because uh, live in the countryside or the city have both uh, advantage or disadvantage. However, if they have a hobby in the peace and fresh air, they should be choose live in the countryside and live in countryside. You will have the cost of living quite lower than the in the city. However, they don't have many facility, and you meet to the shortage of hospital and school.